We see, I believe that's Wilkie Lewis, a little bit of a stumble there as they retain possession.
To Blasman, who immediately finds Turner in the end zone, and Toronto starts with the break by Tom Blasman.
And an absolute shoot by Blasman to the end zone for, I believe, James Lewis.
Quarter, Toronto leading 2-1. Boston with another chance to hold. Sadok sees Orion going, has no hesitation. Turner underneath it, and a wonderful grab from Cable over Turner. And Boston shoots back with a quick score of their own.
Yeah, not a bad strategy when you.
Kamire up to Polas. Has Karkland's deep. It's going to float. Has a preferred underneath it, Karkland's, but Ty Barbieri, the star of that point, running through the pack and fanning him. Spicy little inside shot. Rush calling it down, refs calling it up. And finally, DeCran does get that throw over Nate Shen, no doubt. Boston ties it up at 4-4.
That's a tough matchup, Molly, and kind of, you know what, no matter what you see as a player, that disc may look.
Runs right back for it.
Toronto defense looking a little confused.
Carapella sees DeCran. It's a bleeding edge. I believe he'd made his own D there, and mid-air still grabbed and secured that.
Fight with Team Canada, and our under 24 players, Oscar Stonehouse, Dax Miller, and our Sikal are also missing. So that's a big chunk of people, but from watching this game against Boston, you really couldn't tell.
Cable unleashed deep, Turner again under it, and just really incredible read from Cable. Fanning himself back, Chuck.
Swatting away the competition. Cable seems to be a favorite here for the end zone. Makes sense. He's fast, he's tall.
Underneath it.
Boston players missing from their person defense on the near side of the field, it seems.
Lewis wanted Karkland's and finds him with a hammer. Pointed to where he wanted him to go, and Karkland's was happy to oblige.
Sometimes when your handler tells you to do something, Molly, you just do it. As a cutter, you do not question it. As that player.
Back to DeCran.
Great attempt there.
Dinger, waste no time. And who else? Man of the hour at that point, Carapella, putting in work on every second. 7 with 1:05 left in this first quarter. Blasman running through contact. Shoots it to McCray. Rating MVP, Babbitt underneath it. McCray over Babbitt!
Molly, oh my word, I see a new poster for the UFA made on the field tonight.
McCray called up to the O-line after a wonderful performance and really putting his stamp on this game.
Molly, my heart's beating.
Up on Boston with 45 seconds to go. Diving attempt from Armstrong. Tobe happy to play give go with Staunton. And Tobe making that diving grab look easy. Boston hits right back. It is 8-8 with 38 seconds left in this first quarter.
Molly, with Boston's last game, a little chaotic. Boston's D, I feel like they're really poaching. There's nobody with 4 seconds, 3 seconds, 2 seconds left.
Karkland's under it. Who can get it in? A diving grab! I believe that was Ryan Polas with the tip from his teammate.
Number 33, told DeCron.
Inside shot to Karkland's. Wants it under. Still shoots it to Lewis. It's floating. It's floating. And Lewis! I think maybe a bit of a secure the disc layout there. Probably not super necessary, but just incredible touch from Karkland.
Lewis thrown through a brick wall there.
Karkland's. And a fabulous dish to Ty Barbieri.
A little no look.
Thought he faked getting double teamed. Finds Blasman. Immediate shot to Karkland's. Has Ty Barbieri and Lewis on the far side. But Babbitt roaming. Instead, Keith McRae bumps it up, which makes it 13-11 in favor of Toronto with 6 minutes and 49 seconds left in this quarter.
Task, and when there's anything happening not in your favor, can really be swung.
DeCran, immediate hammer to who else? I've said it once, I've said it a million times. Orion Cable.
Get this guy out of here. Out of that end.
Quarter.
5 minutes, 57 seconds.
Kamire with Babbitt. I had Keith McRae going deep. Babbitt reads it like a book, and Boston has their first chance for a.
I think I noticed Molly Babbitt off the field. I think maybe dealing with that shoulder injury.
Immediately puts it to a wide open DeCran. Blown coverage there. And Boston has their first break of the game.
Molly, we've shot. My cardio shot? Maybe. Get me out of there.
Sadok with the full field to go. Puts it to DeCran. It's floating. It's floating. DeCran with incredible read on that.
Turcotte getting faked out as well, putting effort.
Horsberger, Stockhead rising, and just out of the reach. Polas with a wide open Blastman.
Cannot quite make it into the end zone. Does not care. The disc is there.
Quick dish to Karklands.
Great effort by Blastman there, almost on Carapella.
Sadok. Little dish to Tobe, DeCran, and no need for a buzzer beater. Boston happy to just work it up themselves. 7 seconds left. Polas finds Lewis. Lewis is going to need to put it. And a diving D from Boston. Armstrong just waiting for that. We were talking about it earlier off the broadcast, Chuck, but Cable, someone really needing to just back Cable. And as I say that, Karklands with the much needed D on Cable. Finally, Toronto with an answer. Back and forth. A little bit of a messier point to start this third quarter. Blastman with his favorite hammer to Adibay, and Toronto responds with a break out of half.
What a way to start, Molly. Beginning of the game, beginning of the half, break for Toronto. That one looking a little bit not so.
Toronto with a bit of an unusual setup here on offense. All are collected, looking for Lewis on the hammer from Blastman. Blastman's thrown 5 throws, and they're all hammers, followed by a scoober to Ty Barbieri, and Toronto's second break in a row, Chuck. Inside shot to Turner, no call, a lot of contact. Turner, it's floating, and Orion Cable diving out of nowhere gets that disc back for his team. He does not want their own, and it is out of bounds.
My goodness.
Oh, a heartbreaking toe mistake. Toronto, and Boston makes it back.
Babbitt needing to leave the field, I think, maybe.
Boston, not a lot of upfield movement, but a lot of sloughing off the handlers.
Boston handlers ready to play catch and release here. Slow moving, making it, though, gaining yards and finding that open player.
Calvin Stoughton, Boston.
Not a lot of it left.
Blastman finds his teammate Appleton's. Really great pressure from this D-line, and Appleton's perhaps telegraphing that throw just a bit too much. Forte gets his arms in there, and Boston has their chance for a 4th break here, Chuck.
Surely not, Molly, but maybe. I think, yeah, projecting that a little bit, the Boston player got a bit of a hand on it. Sometimes you got to say no to the over-the-tops.
Rossi, Boston has broken for a 4th time in a row. Toronto with simply no answer for this defensive pressure from Boston.
Molly, that is, in a word, tough. Remaining.
Time to goal, 11 minutes, 46 seconds.
Oh my goodness, Molly, what a great heads-up D by Boston.
Toronto really losing focus here.
throwing it into the hands of Stoughton, into the end zone. 5th break for Boston. Unfortunate.
I don't have a lot of words for what Toronto can do here. All I can say, Polas looks to Blastman, who has pressure. I believe Tapper right behind. Great effort from that Boston defender, but Ty Barbieri makes sure that Toronto score. 5.5 minutes left in this 4th quarter. Kirkland's. It's going to be a 1-2 punch, floating. Lewis underneath it. And Lewis through over 3 Boston defenders. It is a 1-2 punch indeed.
Cable may need 3. Lewis is going to need 4 in the end zone to stop him, Ollie. Absolutely.
For this offensive hold. Setting up in a split stack. Immediately putting it deep. Kirkland's taking the body. Kirkland's underneath, and a grab from Kirkland's, who puts a floaty one up. Barbieri. Oh my goodness, Barbieri and McRae underneath. Kirkland's through the pile up.
Barbieri stat sniping McRae there, but 2 bit of comfort late game in the midfield area here, just being a secure receiver. What a layout. You know, a little bit of judgment may have served him better.
Carapella. Stoughton Carapella going every other. Chuck, as you said, happy to use up the clock. And as I say that, wonderful, excellent vision from Carapella to Stoughton. Puts Boston up by 4 with a minute.
On the screen, you can't even see the players because they're so far back, just putting a lot of pressure on Toronto's end zone, their deep game, their deep looks.
Interestingly, Cable has come across a visionary hammer from Blastman, has a diving Kirkland's, and Toronto is back within 3. Babbitt not happy about that one.
Not thrilled. They want to go for glory, as is their name. And they do with the clock down. We'll see if they can get one more on the board. They cannot.
And Boston, after a little bit of a bumpy start to the second half, pulling away from Toronto and sustaining that undefeated streak, now 7-0, and maintaining their dominance in the Eastern Division. The Toronto Rush falling to a record of 2-5 at the bottom.